Lesson 5 about the environment. You will learn in this lesson the following topics. Night driving. How our eyes see at night. Colors affecting visibility. Headlight and high beams. Accident at night. Fog and sandstorm. Visibility and speed. Reports on accident causalities. Rain and floods. Visibility and aqua planning. Braking distance and following distance. Assessing the flood waters. Passing through and thereafter. Slippery and sandy roads. The risk of a crash is higher at night. However, if you drive carefully you can reduce the added risks of driving after dark. This is very important when you are a new driver, as you may have only had a few driving lessons with your driving instructor at night. Driving at night is much different from driving during daylight. Pedestrians are harder to see, especially those wearing dark clothing. Motorcyclists and cyclists can also be difficult to see, particularly if they are not using their headlights. Sometimes this even applies to other vehicles. Keep your speed down and you will have time to react. You should be able to stop within the distance you can see. In rural areas this will be the range of your headlights. But remember, it is more difficult to judge speed and distance at night. Important rule. You must use the lights of your vehicle from sunset until sunrise as well as during the day where the view is unclear. The lights must be on the front and the rear of the car. Traffic signals regulate the flow of traffic by giving priority to different traffic streams, including pedestrian road users. However, as we have learned, many drivers and other road users make mistakes, so you need to stay alert at any intersections, even those controlled by traffic signals. High beam. If your eyes are dazzled by oncoming vehicle high beam light on, look to the right side of the road and towards the right side of your lane. If you still have difficulty to see, slow down and pull over until you can see again. High beam lights must only be used on highways which don't have overhead lighting when needed to improve the view of ahead. They must not be used when another vehicle is coming from opposite direction. You should also dip your headlights when you are approaching another vehicle from behind. Fog. Driving in fog. Fog is like a clouded ground level. It forms when the temperature drops very low and invisible water vapor in the air condenses to form suspended water droplets. Fog can be patchy. It can be very dense in some areas and light in some. This creates visibility problems and very dangerous driving conditions. Fog usually comes during early mornings on the months when the weather is changing, start or end of summer in the UAE. Driving in fog. Do's. Slow down gradually in foggy conditions and drive at a speed that suits the conditions. Make sure the full lighting system of your vehicle is turned on. Use your low beam headlights. High beams reflect off the moisture droplets in the fog, making it harder to see. If you have fog lights on your vehicle, use them, in addition to your low beams. They will increase your visibility and could save your life. Be patient. Avoid passing, changing lanes and/or crossing traffic. Use pavement markings to help guide you. Use the right edge of the road as a guide, rather than the center line. Increase your following distance. You will need extra distance to brake safely. Look and listen for any hazards that may be ahead. Reduce distractions in your vehicle. For example, turn off the cell phone. Your full attention is required for driving. Watch out for any electronically operated warning signs. Keep looking as far ahead as possible. Keep your windows and mirrors clean. Use your defroster and wipers to maximize your vision. If the fog is too dense to continue, pull completely off the road and try to position your vehicle in an area away from other traffic. Turn on your emergency hazard lights. Before you drive, and during your trip, check weather forecasts and road reports. If there is a weather warning or reports of poor visibility and driving conditions, delay your trip until conditions improve, if possible. Don'ts. Don't stop in the middle of the road. You could become the first link in a chain reaction collision. Don't make sudden stops. The vehicles behind you may not be able to see you in time. Don't speed up suddenly, even if the fog seems to be clearing. You could find yourself back in fog. Don't speed up to pass a vehicle moving slowly or to get away from a vehicle that is following too closely. Don't continue driving if the fog is too dense and the visibility is greatly reduced. Remember, to be late is better than not to arrive at all. Remember, watch your speed. You may be going faster than you think. If so, reduce speed gradually. Leave a safe braking distance between you and the vehicle ahead. Remain calm and patient. Don't pass other vehicles or speed up suddenly. Don't stop on the road. If visibility is decreasing rapidly, pull off the road into a safe parking area and wait for the fog to lift. When visibility is reduced, use your low beam lights. Aqua Planning. Aqua Planning is where there is too much water on the road or you are going too fast in the wet. Your tires may ride on the top of the water like water skis and you can lose control of your vehicle. It can be difficult to tell when you are aquaplaning, but it often feels as though the steering is non-responsive and the back end of the vehicle is weaving. It occurs as a combination of speed, tire pressure, tire condition and depth of water. Avoid aquaplaning by reducing your speed to less than 80 km per hour. Over this speed you significantly increase your chances of aquaplaning. Travel in the tracks of the vehicle in front of you, but stay back by at least 4 seconds. Try and stay in the middle lanes if possible, as water will tend to gather in the outside lanes first. Aquaplaning. If you do aquaplane, check your mirrors. Make sure the full lighting system of your vehicle is turned on. Put on your hazard lights. Grip the wheel firmly and avoid braking or accelerating. Reduce your speed gradually by releasing the accelerator. Once you feel your vehicle under control, either brake gently or accelerate gently. Check the mirrors for other vehicles getting too close. Good tires will help to prevent aquaplaning. Most tire treads have patterns that are designed to allow water to pass through the grooves without losing grip on the road. Bald tires do not have grooves, so the water builds up in front of them. Check that your tires are in good condition. Even with good tires, it is important to adjust your speed after heavy rain. The flood waters. Flooding in Dubai occurs very rarely as heavy rains are not very common. But when heavy rains come, heavy flooding also happens in many areas of the city. Drivers need to be extra cautious when driving through flooded areas as it is difficult to guess how deep the water really is. You can only see the surface of the water. You cannot see if there are hidden dangers in the path you are taking, like sharp objects or deep holes. To be safe and if at all possible, it is best to avoid driving through floods. But if you must drive through flood, do so carefully, keeping in mind the following. For regular saloon cars, check if the flood water is above 50% of the tire height, and if this is the case, do not drive through. There is a very good chance that water may enter the exhaust pipe and stall the engine. Do not drive through fast-moving water even if the water level is at or below 50% of the tire height. The force of the flood water may sweep your car away. Engage low gear, drive slowly while maintaining smooth acceleration and revving the engine by slipping the clutch to prevent the water from entering the exhaust pipe. Show courtesy. Driving at speeds through flood can cause water to splash on the sides and soak other motorists or pedestrians. Once you successfully pass the flooded area, avoid speeding as your brakes will not be as efficient due to moisture. You must step on your brakes repeatedly to help remove the moisture in it until the brake's efficiency is restored. Sandy roads. Dust and sandstorms are among nature's most violent and unpredictable phenomena. High winds lift dirt or sand particles into the air, unleashing a turbulent, suffocating cloud that can reduce visibility to almost nothing in a matter of seconds and cause property damage, injuries, and deaths. No matter where you live, it's a good idea to know what to do if you see a wall of sand racing toward you. Sandstorms. Sand on the roads can be dangerous, as tire grip is reduced and it can be more difficult to work out where the edge of the road is. Dust from vehicles coming towards you may hide unexpected hazards, such as other vehicles, a dip or a corner. Dust thrown onto windows can also stop you from being able to see. Slow down and keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. Here are some tips to help drivers safely maneuver through the sandstorm. Keep an appropriate distance between your vehicle and the vehicle ahead of you. Slow down and be aware of the road markers. Avoid speeding and sudden braking. During a storm, don't park your car under trees, phone or electricity lines, billboards or buildings under construction. Avoid sudden braking, which might result in the car skidding on the accumulated sands on the road. If the car skids and you lose control, turn the wheel in the direction of the car is skidding. Final check test for lesson number 5. 70% of total questions must be answered correctly before you proceed to next lesson. Lesson 6 Drive